When I told people I was moving to New York, I mean, if you did that now, people are like, "Ooh, good for you." Back then, it was like, "Are you crazy?" You know, really, it was like that. You got no encouragement at all. People were very, but that also made me want to go more. It was like that was actually the best part, because at that point, only the people that really wanted to move to New York were here. Hello, my name is Linda Simpson. I'm a New York City drag queen. I have been performing as a drag queen since the late 1980s. I've got my roots in the avant-garde, or the Bohemian East Village scene, and I think I've kept true to that over the years. I'm kind of like a media drag queen because I have, as Linda, been a writer and editor. I put out my own magazine, My Comrade. So I'm kind of known, I guess, a little more for combining my drag personality with my writing talents and my editing talents, and then also being a hostess.
Time for an N. It's N36.
I host, bingo a couple nights a week, so that's, I guess, my most visible presence. I'm not so much the beauty queen drag or the pageant drag. I'm a little more, the personality, like on that East Village scene, it was more, I don't know if it's political so much, but it was certainly a statement about traditional drag and kind of undermining it almost, and I think that had political ramifications somewhat. When it was like the late 80s, early 90s, and I was developing my drag persona, and I established myself quickly, and I was publishing My Comrade. And at that time, it was a very politically charged time, especially for gay people because of the AIDS crisis, and I was very, very involved in my own way. Many people were dying of AIDS, and back then it was, a death sentence in many ways. And so, yeah, it was a very, very sad time, but at the same time it was a time of great frustration and great anger at a government that was neglecting the crisis, and that there was a lot of homophobia that came out through that. And but it was a time of real empowerment and really incredible action. Sometimes I do dress up still in drag just to go out or have a fun time. I don't do it quite as frequently as I used to, but sometimes I do, and sometimes I get other jobs, it really depends, but the great majority of my life is spent not in drag. But that being said, it's not like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation where I'm these two, incredibly separate personalities. Linda exists as Les exists, and Les is part of Linda too. But drag queens have remarkably long shelf life too. There's quite a few people on the nightlife scene that are still quite involved, that do drag, that have been around for a really long time. But drag is a bit ageless. It's more like a persona, that can, that's not totally dependent upon youth, because a drag queen can kind of go from, young and fun to middle-aged and fun to old and fun. Only a drag queen that would base their, I guess, persona exclusively on being young and sexy, might have a hard time, going beyond that.